Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So I actually want to start a whole series about consolidation process because I find rarely some useful end-to-end process to help people understand what are those design options and why we go this way, not that way. So given that the big impact consolidation may have on your overall process, I want to break that down into small videos to help you first understand the concept and then to piece that process together. Okay, so here is how I want to structure this series. First, for the first episode, I'm going to explain the actual scenario I'm going to build out and also explain those design options to help you high level understand what is consolidation, why we're doing this, and what are the main business considerations. And then I'll also cover some prerequisites in terms of configuration to get the ball rolling. Okay, so that's the first episode. And moving on, I'm going to explain more the consolidation online template, how we use that, and what are the elimination rules we can set up, and then run an end-to-end process to show you how those elimination journals are generated and how your overall balance are impacted, how to run the financial reports to drive different views. I really want to deep dive into the details on the financial report designer as well because there are quite some tips and tricks I want to share, making sure you are using that tool at the most efficiency level. Okay, so having said that, let's start our first episode on the consolidation overview. So in this video, I'm going to cover the hybrid method, including consolidation online and also the financial reports. If you're not familiar with the consolidation methods, I'm linking my previous video down below so you can really understand the difference and what is the best approach you should take. Okay, so what I want to cover here, the scenario is if I'm using Contoso legal entity, I'm having a group level GLCO, and I actually want to use this holding company to consolidate the results from GLMF, GLSI, and GLRT. So self-explanatory. Basically, the consolidation process is to say, okay, for each operating company you see here, at the end of the year, I want to sum up those entries, transactions, balances to roll up to a consolidated entity where I just have one financial results, including all operational entities. Okay, so let's have a look at the organization hierarchy to help you better understand. I'm going to open up Dynamics. Okay, so I'll show you how to navigate to this designer. Basically, I'm currently in the GLCO entity. This is the Contoso Holding, kind of the parent company. And to see the hierarchy, you need to navigate to Organization Admin, enter Organizations, open up this organization hierarchy. So you may have as many hierarchies as needed, but in my case, I'll show the holding. So basically the whole company picture. So I click on this and do view. So from this view, it's very straightforward and clear. We are at the Contoso group level, which is GLCO. And under my group level, I may have Contoso Entertainment, line of business, and then I can have Contoso Consulting, Contoso Retail. Those are all my revenue stream or my line of business or department, however you want to phrase that. So in that case, under each main department, I will also have sub-departments. For example, under Contoso Entertainment, I will have Contoso Entertainment Germany or US. So those are the child company rolling up to this level, Contoso Entertainment. Similarly, you have the same structure for Contoso Consulting and Contoso Retail. So if I continue to drill down, you will say, okay, now how can I tell which entity code is that? You basically click on that and you'll see down below here is showing, okay, this company is DEMF. So this is the Contoso Entertainment from Germany. And then if I want to go back to my Contoso Entertainment level, and now you can see, okay, it contains the other Contoso child company, which is USMF. So that's the US legal entity, right? And now if I want to go back to the group level, I just click on this group, going back to this overall picture, okay? So from consolidation perspective, to help you understand, you may have multiple level of consolidation. That's something we need to clear out before we do the design. Meaning, do we need to have a first level of consolidation, adding Germany and US results into this Contoso Entertainment? Same thing for consulting and retail, and then roll up those three into the final parent group. So that will actually affect your design. If you just need one final results at the Contoso group level, then you can easily say, okay, I just set up one consolidation entity. But a typical scenario where you would need to set up multiple consolidation entity is based on region. So let's say I want to consolidate the results for Asia first, and then I consolidate the results for US, Latin America, and then finally I'll do Europe piece. So if that's the case, likely there are multiple level of consolidation that you have to consider build multiple consolidation entities. So in this scenario, let's just assume we decide to go with one single consolidation entity, and then we can play with the financial reports to drive the different consolidated views. We'll get there later on. Okay, now, so coming back, we talked about the scenario and structure. Now I want to talk about the design options. As I mentioned, we want to follow the hybrid approach, which is the most commonly used, because the hard consolidation does not provide all the financial reports associated. You will only have a consolidated trial balance as standard report. And if you go with the soft consolidation, you lose all the entry traceability and consolidated balance from a single entity perspective. So that's why very often people go with this hybrid, including both methods. And in this demo, I'm going to show you this combined hybrid approach. So that means you have two options. One is to design GLCO, this group level parent company, both as the consolidation entity and elimination entity. The second option is to use this GLCO only as consolidation entity and then create another separate legal entity just for elimination purposes. And then finally, you can use the financial reports to drive the reporting requirements, meaning that you can use the financial report to see the results first for GLMF, because under GLMF, you may have other child companies, so you want to see those results. You can actually use the financial reports to see that view. Or maybe you want to see a different view, first consolidating GLMF and GLSI, and then adding up GLRT. If that's something you want to do, then we can also definitely use this financial reports for the views. So what I want to clarify here is there are two separate things. One is more on the consolidation entries, which will happen under this GLCO entity. The second aspect is your reporting requirement. What are my views? So very often we tend to mix those things together, making the design very complex. So it's important to separate those two. Now, coming back to those two options, what is the difference? How I can decide which one is a good fit for me? Very simple. So let's say if you need to do any manual adjustment entries as part of the consolidation process, you will need elimination entity. So let me explain. When you do the consolidation, you want to do the elimination entry. So what is elimination entry? So GLMF, they have intercompany transactions with GLSI. So I will record accounts payable intercompany in GLMF, and then the other side is intercompany receivable. So when you do the final consolidation, you want to cancel out the net results, right? Because those are all your parent company results. You don't want to double count. You want to remove all those transactions within the same parent company. So that's the elimination purpose. That elimination entry from one side AP, the other side AR, those will be handled automatically by the system through this consolidation online. But on top of that, if you need to do additional manual journal entries, let's say I need to do some adjustment entries per group requirement at a different layer, maybe for tax purposes or for consolidation purposes, I need to reclass certain entries to make sure they show up in a different bucket or category. If you need to do those manual adjustment entries, then you definitely need an elimination entity. The reason is if you just have one single entity serving both purposes, it doesn't allow you to record any GL manual journal entries. So that's why the main decision point from option A and B is whether you need to do any manual journal entry recording as part of your consolidation process. Let's say if those adjustment entries will happen under each operational entity, in that case, at the consolidation level, you don't really need to do any additional manual entry. So you can definitely choose option A. So that's what I want to demo for this scenario. But if you want to do the adjustment at a group level for all the operating entities, then definitely you need option B. So I hope I made myself clear on this point. But the end result is always using financial report to drive the views. Okay, so now we have clarified the design option. Let's see what is the next step. Some prerequisite configurations. Before you can start running the consolidation process, you actually need to create that new consolidation entity, making sure it's showing up correctly in your organization hierarchy. And also, it will require some ledger setup. For example, you need to define the ledger calendar for this consolidation entity and what is the chart of accounts. It's better to use the shared chart of account. If not, you will need to map to a single consolidation set of accounts, right? We will cover that in details later on. And then what's the account structure? What is the currency for this consolidation entity? And finally, you also need to set up the journal names for that elimination journal purposes. So those are very basic configurations. I'm not going to demo here. You can definitely open up Contoso environment and just check out their different configuration points. For example, we can just do a quick one on the ledger setup under GL. And if we open up general ledger configuration, so here, basically we define for this Contoso parent company, what should be the chart of account. So we're using shared one. What should be the fiscal calendar and what should be the account structure, currency, all that. So this is what I refer to as some basic configurations. And you will also have journal names for the elimination purposes. And then, as part of the entity setup, you definitely need to generate the number sequence, all that. But those are really straightforward. So you can see now I open up this elimination journal. And the reason it exists in this company is because GLCO is marked as both consolidation entity and elimination entity. Otherwise, if you have a separate elimination entity, this elimination journal should be created in your elimination entity. So a very important setup I need to show you is at the legal entity set. How do we define this entity should be considered as consolidation or elimination entity? So that happens also under organization module. And from here, you can check the legal entities and you will have a toggle available. So I'm at the Contoso group level. You see here, you have two options: use for financial elimination purposes. And this is to flag this entity as elimination entity. And then the other option, used for financial consolidation purposes, this is to flag as a consolidation entity. So the key consideration here is if you flag as a consolidation entity, you're not supposed to create any manual entries because you basically just sum up all the transactions of operating entities to control. From accounting perspective, we don't want to record any entries. But if you use elimination entity, you can definitely record adjustment entries. Okay, so that covers the key point here. This is about our first session, trying to explain the scenario and also some design options difference. And next episode, I'm going to focus on the consolidation online template, and we'll go from there for the end-to-end. Stay tuned for the future videos. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.